Good afternoon from San Antonio. Today we're going to look at the San Antonio Legal Service Association, SALSA. Before we get started, this is from the San Antonio Coalition of Veterans and Families. Our mission, the immediate assistance for homeless vets. Please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It means a great deal to us. We're fortunate today to have our presenter, Todd Tagami. He's staff attorney and vet for the Veterans Program. SALSA, straight from their website, SALSA is for of attorney volunteers coordinated by professional staff to provide free civil legal services to those with limited means and those who are vulnerable or at risk. Even further, I'll let people just read that, but I will say the Veterans Legal Help Desk and Legal Advice Clinic provides limited legal advice to counsels to low-income veterans on a variety of civil and administrative issues. I have to say this is a real important service. I, for a while, didn't even realize they had veteran services or specific veteran services. So this is a wonderful service to our community. For contact information, feel free to use the QR code, give the phone number, and you can see their walk-in hours. And again, they're co-located with the American GI Forum on Main Street. Okay. So what's going to happen is we're going to pause and switch over hosts, and Todd's going to present. Okay, so give me a sec. Okay, Todd, you should be good to go, and we'll stop.
Okay, right.
Okay, hold on, we're not there yet. There, and we'll go to live again. Okay, that may all be in there. If it is, not a problem. Todd,
Okay.
first question before you start. You're a veteran.
I am. So I am a retired Sergeant First Class. I spent 20 years in the Army. Got 3 deployments under my belt, but decided that being in the infantry wasn't a lifelong career. So when I retired in 2018, I went to law school.
Super. How nice. And what a good background for what you do. All right, without further ado.
So like Robert said, I'm from San Antonio Legal Services Association. We provide free legal services to the indigent veteran population of San Antonio. And I'll kind of describe the limitations of our services. SALSA has consisted of a couple of different programs. Mine is the Veterans Legal Assistance Program. The other programs at SALSA kind of concentrate on certain legal areas. So we have a housing and homelessness team, we have an estates team, and a disabilities team. The Veterans Program is really the only one that provides legal assistance for a wide range of topics. Within my program is myself, my pro bono coordinator, Tashana, who is most of you will talk to if you call that phone number. And then I get 3 Moody Law Student Fellows from St. Mary's every semester that come in and help me. And then I get to expose them to veterans issues. So hopefully when they graduate, they can take the mantle. For most issues, I try to recruit volunteer attorneys in the local area to take a veteran's case, unless it's within my certain practice area. So again, we serve all veterans in Bexar County, plus any of the counties that touch Bexar County, so the contiguous counties outside of that. We do restrict services by income. So SALSA relies on private grants from the state and private donors. So with those types of funding comes limitations. Usually what I tell people is if they think they're close to these income limitations, still apply for services. Just we have lots of different exclusions to the income and the eligibility. So when in doubt, just try to apply or give us a call and we'll see if we can work something out to get you in. But just be aware, if you're a retired full bird colonel and you have a you're also a GS-12, you're probably not going to qualify for my services. You could probably afford to hire an attorney to do this. Okay, so what do we do? I do a little bit of everything. My individual specialty area is appeals at the Department of Veterans Affairs and discharge upgrades and other records correction at the Department of Defense. So if you have one of those issues, you'll probably be dealing with me directly. For other civil legal issues that you bring in, I usually tell my clients to think of me like an ER doctor. So when you come into my office, my job is to stop the bleeding and get you to a specialist, right? Figure out what exactly is going on, where your legal issues are, and then what type of lawyer you may actually need, right? Because you don't want your podiatrist doing brain surgery. You want to find that specialist that may need it. So what does that mean for veterans? It means that just because you contact us doesn't mean you're going to get a lawyer, but you're going to get something. We'll be able to point you in the right direction. So specifically, I would say these are the areas most common. For the veteran-specific issues, I do handle all of those things, regardless of whether or not I have a volunteer. The column on the right are the areas that we rely on our volunteers a lot for. We can do some of them in-house, but the majority of them will be sent out to volunteer attorneys. I would say the biggest thing when it comes to things that we can help with when you come to either my office or one of our legal clinics is bring all the documentation that you can. Anytime you go and talk to a lawyer, you want to bring whatever documentation and communications you have so they can give you the best advice that they can. When it comes to the VA, when you're coming in, you want to bring whatever denial letters that you have received thus far and any communications that you've gotten from the VA. That's huge, because I can't really tell you why the VA is denying something without that letter. And I can't tell you what a good strategy moving forward for appeals is without that letter. Big one on the civil area list is our criminal expunctions. We offer these because they usually provide a barrier to either health treatment or housing or jobs or any of the other issues that anything on your criminal record could affect. So I would say for any veteran out there that's had something dismissed, or they've gone through the Veterans Treatment Court, or they've done anything other than pled guilty, they definitely need to contact someone about their expunctions because they could be affecting things that they're not even aware of. Okay, so when and where we can help. So Robert put up my walk-in hours, which is Tuesday through Thursday here at the American GI Forum from 10 to 3. I would say walking in is fine, but it's always better to set an appointment, to call and try to set up either an appointment or come to a clinic. That way you're not waiting in the waiting room here at the American GI Forum. Those lines can get kind of long. So the second Friday of every month, I hold a free legal clinic here at American GI Forum from 1 to 4. I usually encourage veterans to come to one of these clinics first instead of setting an appointment, just because at these clinics, I have a variety of lawyers that come and volunteer. I have a variety of lawyers that come and volunteer at these clinics. So regardless of what your legal issue is, more than likely, I will have a specialist in that area that can help you with your legal issue. It just gives you enough time to really sit down and speak with someone. There are a few areas that we like to call extended representation, or areas of the law that we know can't be addressed by just any old lawyer. So every quarter we hold what we call a topic focused clinic, or a clinic that just focuses on one legal area. So right now we have a special family law clinic that occurs once a quarter, where a veteran can speak to a family law specialist, a board certified family law attorney, about their issues. I usually discourage anyone with family law issues from either coming in to talk to me or coming to one of our second Friday of the month clinics, just because family law is such a special individualized area of the law. It's always best to have a specialist take a look at those issues. Same thing when it comes to estate planning, or having a will drafted in your name. Those take quite a bit. Usually that consultation can take upwards of 2 hours. So we try to block off special days per quarter to handle those. And then the last Friday of every month, we travel around the city to different locations. if you can't make it all the way downtown, a lot of people don't want to drive all the way downtown to my office here at the American GI Forum, and I can't blame them at all. So if you're nervous about driving downtown, I would say go to our website, which I'll put up here at the end. If you go to our website, you'll see a listing for clinics, and the various locations around the city are listed. So we try to hit all major cardinal directions, whether it's a library or community college, so we can get closer to the people that may need to see us. But when in doubt, go to our website. So the main reason for here, right, about why I'm here, is to talk to veterans about the VA. If you have already been denied for a claim, I encourage every veteran to go out and speak to someone, speak to either an attorney or a veteran service officer, someone that knows the system before trying to do an appeal on their own. Once the VA says no, there are very specific ways that you have to challenge that no. There's very specific things that you're going to want to address when you do the appeal, and it's better just to have a second set of eyes on that. Right. So for the two major problems that we run into when it comes to VA denials are, of course, service connection, which an attorney or a VSO can help you kind of locate the documents that you may need for that service connection. But it's very individualized and it's very specific. So if you get a denial, I definitely say, at least come to one of my clinics to talk to me, or talk to Bear County Service Office, talk to Veterans VTC, talk to anybody, talk to somebody that can look at it and kind of give you at least a little bit of guidance forward. Because I can tell you, if you submit an appeal without supplementing it with any information or pointing out where the VA went wrong, they're just going to deny it again. And then you're going to be stuck in the denial loop with the VA. Pensions seem to be a big deal right now, either surviving spouses being denied pension and or the VA discovering overpayments of pension and then trying to come in and collect that debt. So those are all things that a veteran service officer or an attorney that is certified at the VA can help you with. Those overpayments are coming in fast and furious right now. I would say it's probably my hottest legal issue and has been for the last 6 months. I don't know if the VA is doing an internal audit or what is happening, but pension debts seem to be coming in quite often right now. So if you're having those issues, I would definitely say either reach out to us or reach out to someone else. Okay, so how would you get help from us? So the first thing we would ask you to do is fill out this application. If you go to this website, you'll see an application, and you can go through. Once you finish that application, my assistant will reach out to you to either set up an appointment or get you a slot for our next legal clinic. So usually if we have a legal clinic coming up the same week as you apply, we will more than likely divert you to that clinic. If you're going to have a 2 or 3 week waiting period, then we'll set you up with an appointment to come in and see myself. So this application will only let you finish it if you are qualified for services. So if at some point the application just stops, normally at that time I recommend people just call us, give us a call, and my assistant will figure out a way to see how we can help you. So please start with the application. If that doesn't seem to work, then please give us a call and we'll get you in so you can speak to a lawyer one way or another. So that's it for my boring PowerPoint portion of the show here.
Actually, that was super. Your group is very good, or you're very good about coming out and speaking to groups.
Yes, correct. So that's another big part. So my mandate through my grant is not just assisting veterans, but it's also training local attorneys on how to address veterans issues and raising awareness in the community about a lot of different things that happen in the veterans community. So any organization out there, I'm willing to come and speak as long as it's nonpartisan. I am not allowed to speak at any partisan events. So if you have a political affiliation, unfortunately, I can't come out and speak to you.
I'll give you a plug. I've heard you speak, and I've heard your predecessor speak, and it's very helpful. There are always questions from the audience that get good answers, that get people started, whether they're eligible for SALSA services or not. So that's a real service to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll never, not talk to a veteran because of their income.
Sure.
I'll always make myself available to speak to veterans. It's just the services are capped. SALSA services are capped by that income. Yeah, I find that most veterans, they don't really need, hand holding. Most veterans just need someone to tell them, okay, here's the next steps, move forward and conquer. And then they usually, push right through it.
I think that's true. Yes. All right. Well, any closing thoughts?
So there are a lot of veterans out there, and especially here in Bear County. And I would say more often than not, I'm running into veterans that don't want to take advantage of their benefits for one reason or another. They think they're not hurt enough. They think they didn't do enough. They think they weren't in long enough. And, if you have one of those veterans in your life, or you're one of those veterans that think that, oh, you know, I shouldn't get these benefits because somebody else should. Um, that's not the standard, right? I always like to tell these veterans, and I will say this to every veteran that I meet, and that's why it's my closing, is I think it's important. The military, when we joined, made a promise, right? They promised that our sacrifices would be compensated, and and we would be taken care of after the sacrifices. So it doesn't matter if you did 6 months and got medically discharged, or you did 20 years. We both made the same promise, and we're both due the same promises that the government, made to us. So if you have any of those veterans out there, especially our older veterans that think, oh, I don't deserve benefits because of X, Y, and Z, I would say just remind them, we all made the same promise. We all signed the same contracts. It's not based on who's hurt more, or who deployed more, or who stayed in long. None of those are qualifications. The only qualification is you said yes to enlisting or commissioning, and you did your time. That's it.
Super. Well, with that, thank you.